Hi, this is a bit of a tutorial on Spybot Search and Destroy, which is a program that gets rid of malware and spyware and other little programs like cookies and things like that off your computer. Um, it's not a bad program, it finds a lot of stuff that other programs don't actually seem to find, but the time for scanning is fairly long, it's about an hour, hour and a half, because it scans for a lot of stuff. If you want it, it's on just search for Spybot Search and Destroy, something like that. And it's on the safernetworking.org website, but I'll put a link in the sidebar. But it has loads of other products, but that's the only one I'm going to go through anyway. But yeah, as I say, it's got loads of other little programs there. It works on virtually every operating system, so there's a listing of the operating systems, so yeah, it does seem to work on every one. And the main program there and definition updates, but if you want you can buy the disc. I wouldn't do it because, as I say, it costs, but you get it for free if you just download it. But it's if you just want to have it downloaded so you can use it on loads of computers without having to download it every time. As you click that, and then you get mirrors and stuff to download it from, but you just pick a mirror to download and tell it to download there, and when you save it, take a little while to download, but wait a sec. I'll just pause this while it downloads. Okay, it's probably a good thing I'll pause that because my sister's on the computer downstairs, so it took a little while. But it's not a big file, so it doesn't take that long to download. I'll just run through this even though I've got it installed. So everybody knows how to install the program, but I'm just going to go through it for people who I've got this. So I have to keep clicking that. It's just my firewall, so don't bother with that. It gives you a UAC because you pick your language from there. Accept agreements, tell it where. You can just do full if you want, or choose what you want to put. It's got different options, and that doesn't really bother me. And then it just installs there. I'm not going to do it because I've already got installed, so it could cause problems for me. But yeah, as I say, it's just you keep going through the options, and when you've got it on the side here, it's taking a little while to scroll across with this camera, but there you go. Yeah, you just open it up. Partway through, I'm going to say about a feature on the program. Yeah, that it does a little bar up on the middle of the screen across there, but I've already opened it up. But yeah, the immunize, to use that you need to have it running in administrator because it needs the privilege to be able to do it. But whenever you use this, always do updates. So it gives you UAC every time you do it, but just pick one. Gives updates, you do the updates and whatever. It's just got different definition files. As you can see, they're not typically big, but they do contain a fair amount of stuff. You've got description files, but you don't really need them at all. I'm just going to cancel this just for showing you purposes. But scan, is it loading? No, it's frozen. So sorry about that, just had a problem with, because I clicked to check for problems. And this uses a fair bit of resources, I think, while it's actually running. But yeah, and it doesn't like it with the camera program I'm using it. But you just click that, and if it hasn't already started a check, you just click start checking in the top, and it'll check for temporary files and whether you want to delete them or not. That's up to you, because you don't really need temporary files, but you can keep them if you want. So it'll ask you that, and it'll scan through, and I'll have a little bar across the bottom about how many files it's going through and everything. And when it's done, it'll come up with a list. And if you click the names on the list, if there's anything that's come up, that's the name of the things on your computer. And if it's got a description of them, it'll have a description on the right hand side. You just check the ones you want to get rid of, or if you don't want to get rid of them, whatever, you check them or what, and then you click fix, and there's a button up here and it'll say to fix problems, and then it'll do it for you. It's not that bad. But immunize, see, you need administrative privileges to be able to do this. But yeah, and you need your browsers closed. It'll always check for browsers. That's only because it can't change anything if you haven't got the browsers closed. You just say you've got your unprotected, protected, and your total of how many it can protect. And I've not immunized for a while. But what this program does, it kind of blocks out things that it knows is bad. So it's like a little extra layer of protection for you. All you have to do, you have to have this in administrator mode to be able to do it. So you just right click and run it as admin, and you do all that, you run this, it'll check, make sure you've done the updates for it to make sure it works like properly, so it finds everything it needs to, and you just click immunize. I don't know if this is going to work, yes, you can't do that, but all it'll do, it'll run through and immunize them all when it's done. So it'll stop a lot of things coming in, but that's pretty much the whole program. Oh yeah, and the donations button. If you want to donate, it'd be great for the company to be able to donate to them, because they do a lot of good work. But other than that, it's the same part of the problem. The problem program. But yeah, it's a good program. It fixes a lot of problems. It's pretty easy to use. But there you go.